Tanchikia, Tennyson Dishinikashun, Michifnia. My name is Tennyson. I'm from Lake Country, BC, and I'm in my second year at UBCO. I've grown up in Lake Country my whole life, and I went to school at KSS in Kelowna, where I played basketball. I also played volleyball all throughout middle school and high school. 3 siblings. I'm the youngest of 4. It took me longer to drive to high school than it did to UBCO, so it's even closer. I've played at UBCO all throughout club, basketball. I played at UBCO when I was younger, so I feel like I kind of already went there before I even got there. Played junior heat basketball since I was in grade 5 with the head coach, Bobby Mitchell. He helped out a lot with junior heat. So I kind of felt like I was already a part of the program through junior heat. It was easy for me to know kind of what kind of program I was committing to, and I knew a lot about the team and who was on the team and what it would be like. And I also just really love the Okanagan and staying here, so that was kind of a big factor in my decision for committing to UBCO. I was always the tallest kid when I was younger, so playing basketball was kind of a given. When you're tall, a lot of people are like, yeah, let's get them into basketball because it helps to be tall. And I also played volleyball. I have 3 older siblings, and they both all played volleyball and basketball for all throughout high school and middle school, so I was kind of just following in their footsteps. My sister Ellie played at MacEwan. She graduated a few years ago, but I kind of followed in her footsteps of playing basketball, and then my brothers Rowan and Finn play volleyball. So didn't quite follow them, but I followed my sister Ellie. Neither of my parents played varsity sports, but they played all throughout high school and middle school as well. They never played university or varsity, but all their kids did. I've always been really close and really good friends with people that I've played basketball with, and that kind of carried through to UBCO too, where my best friends are the players on my team, which is really special. And I also really, something that you don't get with other sports like volleyball is the physical contact. I did enjoy being in a more physical game. I like to watch tennis, but I've never played tennis. I used to play ice hockey and field hockey when I was younger. Again, my brothers both played ice hockey, so kind of just also following in their footsteps again that way. Yeah, but those are kind of the only other sports I played. I do dabble in pickleball sometimes. We like to have a family pickleball tournament every summer, but I'm not very good at pickleball yet. I'm getting there. I'm Indigenous. I'm Métis. My mom comes from the Red River Valley and St. Boniface settlement, so for me it was really important to be in the Indigenous Studies program specifically, just because I find a huge interest in learning about Indigenous histories and kind of everything surrounding that. I also want to go into Indigenous law, so being in Indigenous Studies is kind of a good prerequisite for that, just because you learn a lot about Indigenous law and about sort of the histories of that. UBCO has a great program that not all schools have as high level of a program, and the professors at UBCO are really good and really understanding. So that was kind of another reason why I chose UBCO. The interests that I have are sort of in land claims with Indigenous people and claiming back land and working with policies like the Indian Act sort of. That's kind of the direction I want to go in. There's a lot of different ways you can go, but that was sort of my interest. The University of Victoria has the only dual Juris Doctorate program in the country where you can specialize in Indigenous law, so obviously that would be kind of the #1 choice for me. That was kind of the only place I had my eye on right now, and then if I don't get in there, anywhere that will accept me. My grandma grew up in a time where it wasn't really acceptable to be Indigenous, so she didn't really share a lot of her identity in that way. And then as my mom grew up and started reconnecting more with her culture, and when she had kids and when her siblings had kids, like my cousins, we were able to really reconnect with the culture. Now I talk to my grandma all the time and learn new things that I wouldn't know normally. So although she used to have to hide it, she can now be more open about it and share things that I wouldn't normally know. So that's really nice to have my grandma be able to be open about it now and share things that she wouldn't normally want to share. Michif is the language of the Métis people, and I have been learning it a little bit throughout courses. And then I was speaking to my grandma a few weeks ago, and I found out that she spoke Michif when she was a kid, which is something I did not expect at all. So that was just kind of almost emotional for me to know that. and know that she was really connected to her culture for a while. And that was, I don't know, it was just really surprising to me to know that, and it was kind of empowering. 2 summers ago, I got to go to the North American Indigenous Games, and I got to play on the basketball team there, which was an insane experience in Halifax, playing with other Indigenous athletes from BC and against players from all over North America. So that was really an eye-opening experience for me, especially sort of, we got to go all the way to the other side of the coast in Eastern Canada, which I've never gone to before, and it was interesting to see the Indigenous culture over there because it is quite different than Western Canada in BC, where I've sort of grown up my whole life, and it kind of reignited the passion for me of not fighting for yet, because I'm not in Indigenous law school yet, but sort of seeing the injustices that Indigenous people have faced throughout history, and that's kind of just reignited my passion for fighting for Indigenous people and making sure that I can do all that I can for reconciliation and stuff. So that's kind of where it got reignited, you could say. Honestly, I could say hands down the best experience of my life. Kind of the only experience I've had of that nature in my life, where you're going to a tournament and it's only Indigenous athletes. So it was sort of like a mini Olympics. There's all sports, so soccer, canoe, kayak, sort of all the soccer, anything you'd find in the Summer Olympics they had there. And I got to play with girls that I never played with, and I got to be on a team with people I'd never met, which hasn't happened in a while because I've grown up kind of playing with the same girls, so it was nice. It wasn't even really about the basketball for me, it was just about being in that kind of space with Indigenous people and being able to experience different Indigenous cultures aside from my own, and also be able to be entrenched in my own culture. So it was one of the best, if not the best experience of my life. And I would say for any young Indigenous athlete, if you can go to NAG, I would really encourage you to try and pursue that, because it's a great experience and you can get recruited there too. So if you think you need to get your name out there, I'd recommend trying to go to NAG, because it's definitely a big tournament that people are watching. It's like youth, so they have U14 and then they have U16 and U19. So I'm too old now to go, but I would love to be a coach. If they would have me back, I would love to still be able to go and coach other athletes. Last year and the year before, I was on the Indigenous Youth Advisory Council, and I was part of the youth section. So the university was developing sort of a research program to discover ways that Indigenous youth could be more involved in their culture and how that can happen. So I was a part of sort of the advising and sharing ways that I thought that Indigenous youth could sort of be more involved in their culture if they haven't had the opportunity. I feel like a lot of things that I learn in basketball relate to education and learning, especially like being part of a team. I've always been part of a team my whole life playing sports, which really helps in kind of an education setting when you have to work with other students. We've been working really hard as a team and just trying to get better every day. And I'm really fortunate to have a really great team, and we're all really connected with each other. The girls on my team are kind of the only ones that know what anyone else on the team is going through, because we're all doing it together. Asking them is sort of the first line of defense for me when I need support, because I know that they know exactly what's happening and where to get support and who to get support from. And I find it really valuable that I have teammates that I feel comfortable reaching out to and asking for support from, and learning from, and just having a really good connection with everyone on the team, and knowing that if support is needed for anyone on the team, it's always there no matter what. Some of our teammates, we did a Pilates class, which was the first time I did Pilates, and I got to put some respect on the Pilates name because I've never done it before, and it was like actually really difficult. You have to be really strong in your core. So that was kind of funny to watch everyone kind of flail around on the reformers. So that was really fun. And then, yeah, we like to just order some pizza and just hang out. Work out every day in the weight room, but it does not help when you get on that Pilates reformer. I'm telling you, it's really difficult. I really like hanging out with my friends and my family. I feel like my friends are my family. And whenever we have an off weekend or an off day, we're always hanging out. And it's kind of funny from the outside perspective. People might be like, aren't you getting sick of those people? Like, you see them every day, you're with them all the time. I'm like, no, if I'm away from them and I'm on my phone doing nothing, I'm thinking of when can I hang out with them again, or when can I see them again? And then also in the summer, I really like spending time with my family because I don't see them that often. They all live away from home, except for me, I still live at home. So when they come home, we're just sort of cherishing that precious time with them while we're all still young. And because my brother lives overseas too, so he doesn't come home very often. So when he does come home in the summer, it's nice to be able to spend time as a family of 6. Getting a good education is really important to me, and a lot of people at UBCO as well on my team would say the same thing. And I also feel like success is just sort of enjoying being an athlete when you are, because it's not going to last forever, and just being able to really enjoy the moments and build connections with other people, and obviously winning basketball games is a part of that. The best advice I was given when I was a younger athlete was just to work hard, and that will get you a long ways. Even if you think that you're not at the university level yet, if you put your head down and work hard, you can accomplish anything you want. And I would really encourage people to just work hard and try and do the best you can at that, because that will get you a long way.